Now, in order to draw down supernal wisdom, that he's wise but not with a noble wisdom, in order to have the concept of the purification of the sparks, that is to say, the masculine waters, the flow from above of Shema, of Hashem's name as it's spelled with Aleph, Sanim Shak Levaram Hamayin Nukvin Deban. It's drawn down to purify the feminine arousal, so to speak, of Shem Ban, Hashem's names as it's spelled with Hayes. Now it gets brought in the Mamer of how here we are gathering sheaves by Yosef, the concept of Birurim. That here we're gathering sheaves inside the field, and my sheath got up. Ein Sham B'Torah Ohr Parshas Vayeshev, Hine Amshachazuhu Al Yedei Tanaim. Bali HaMishnah. Then now to draw this down, it's through the Tanaim. Masters of the Mishnah. Vayne Kamosh Koz B'Zorach Elik Beis Parshas Mishpatim Daf Kufir Amad Aleph Al Pasuk. Vaytani Moste Aretz B'Micha Reish Simin Yod Vav Shezeu Al Derech Maski Le'Eitan Ha'Ezrachi. Like it's brought in Zohar Mishpatim on the Eitanim, on the verse, the Eitanim, the great ones, the strong ones, the founders of the earth, the pasuk in Micha, that it's like the pasuk in Tehillim, Maski Leitan, that the success of the Eitan, Ha'Ezrachi, of the east, or the Ezrach. That the concept of maskil refers to the source of wisdom, who's wise but not with a noble wisdom. Nimshach leitan, it's drawn down to the concept of eitan, so that's maskil to the eitan. Who's the strong one? Who bechinas Yosef? That it says about him that his bow sat or sits in strength. So it says by him, Eitan. So when we say maskil Eitan, and that's the source of Chachma, so that's drawn to Yesod. The maskil Eitan is drawn to Vateshev Beitan Kashta. And that's the concept of the Yesod getting up. That Yosef says, my Alumo got up Mishtikusa, the Ima, from the silence of Ima, Sayag l'chachma shtika, that the fence for wisdom is silence, Shubit lamiti dema, which is the true nullification of the Shema, v'nikra eitan ha'ezrachi, and that's called the strength of the Ezrach. So it says, the Rebbe says on the bottom, Kama alumasi mishtikus de'ima, that my she got up from the silence of the mother. Bereshis Rabbah, Parsha Pei Daled Yud. So I'm not sure how that lashon is lashon of Medrash Rabbah, but I guess so. So at any rate, the concept of the silence of Chochmah that's drawn to Yesod is the concept of this fence. The mother is like the Ima is like a kind of a vessel or a fence for Chochmah, which the Chochmah is the bitl of Ma. So it's called the Eitan Ezrachi, Haboker or, like the concept of the morning light, Shebichinas Boker de Yosef Mekabel min Boker de Avraham, that the morning of Yosef receives from the morning of Avraham. So Avraham is called Ha'Ezrachi. So Eitan Ha'Ezrachi is like the Hashpah from Avraham to Yosef. So you have two Bokers, the Boker of Avraham and the Boker of Yosef. So the Rebbe says on the bottom, Boker Yosef Yosef to Avraham Rebi Ohr Hatorah Parshas Balak Dibur Hamaschil Boker Eroch Lecha. Al Pasuk. So back inside, like it says in the verse, V'iktir alav Aharon ketor samim baboker, that Aaron lights the incense every morning. So that's 2 mornings. Beis pamim boker al ayin sham. Look over there about the 2 concepts of morning. And from the morning of Yosef, it's drawn the flow into the oral Torah, Liyos Maskil David, and to have the concept of success for David, or the flow from Chachma to David, Bechinas Malchus, Torah Shebal Peh Karinan La, the concept of Malchus, that's called the Torah Shebal Peh. Vines or Parshas Balak, Dafrish Dal Ramad Beis, Valze Amar David HaMelech Alav Shalom, Mikol Melam Dahi Skalti. And about this concept, David HaMelech says, from all my teachers, I became wise. Meaning to say the hashpa into him from Seichel and Chachma, the maskil to him. Como shekazah b'Piyetz Chaim, Shara Sukkos Perek Beis, V'ayin ma shekazah b'makom acher al pasuk al Yishalel Chacham b'Chachmaso, ki im bezos Yishalel. And look what's brought in another place on the verse, that the wise person should not praise himself on their wisdom, but in Zos. And the Rebbe says on the bottom, and the Chorah says there, the concept of Zos is Malchus, and the Hilul is the Hashpa, the Or that comes from Chochmah to Zos, to Malchus. The Haskel V'Yadosi, again the concept of Maskil. That goes to Malchus, Hainu Sheyesh B'Chochma Beis B'Chinos, and that is that to say that in Chochma you have 2 concepts. Ha'alef Etzma Chochma Mashu Chochma B'Fnei Atzmo. The first is the wisdom itself, this that he's wise for himself. Abeis Yispashtus HaChochma L'ham Shichor HaChochma L'mata. And the second is the spreading out of Chochma to draw down this light of wisdom below, L'hayres HaChoshech, to shine into the darkness. Hadlakas Shivas Haniros, the menorah, like it's brought about the concept of lighting the 7 candles of the menorah and the Beis Hamikdash, Lahayir Shivas Amidos, to shine to the 7 attributes, Lahamshich Behen HaChochma Chulu, to draw into them wisdom. Shebechachma Spiriru, that you purify with Chachma, Valzen Emar B'Zos Yishalal HaMishalal Chulu. And about this it says, with Zos, you praise the one who's praising. The one who praises. Vini Zosi, Torah Shebal Peh. And the concept of Zos is the oral Torah, Bechinas Mishnah, the concept of the Mishnah, Shu Inyan Yispashtus HaChachma Levarer Eitzadas Tovera. That's the concept of how wisdom spreads out to purify the tree of knowledge of good and bad. B'likuti Torah b'dibur hamaschil b'shash yiktimu Yisrael nase ein sham. V'zeu v'ayitani mosti aretz, because the concept of the Mishnah is Isra v'heter, kasher and pasul and so forth. The birur of Tovera. V'zeu v'ayitani mosti aretz, and that's why it says that the Itanim are the strong ones of the aretz, the earth. That in order to draw down the light from the supernal wisdom to the lower wisdom, which is from the written Torah to the oral Torah, that's specifically through these concepts of the Itanim, the source of wisdom, that they draw down from this level of maskil, which is the source of wisdom, which is higher than wisdom, that from there you draw down into the oral Torah, which is called Zos. Zos Yishalo. Zos Chulu Haskel Chulu, like it says, Haskel V'Yadosi. And that's why it says in the Zohar, that Eitanim are the same letters as Tanaim, Lagabi Torah Shebechsav Nikraim Eitanim, that in comparison to the written Torah they're called Eitanim, strong ones, because they're drawn down from the source of wisdom, and in comparison to the oral Torah they're called Tanaim. And the Rebbe says on the bottom, Chazor Chelik Beis Kuf Yud Beis, Ahainu Kemo Shekos B'Me'orei Or Os Taf Sif Lamed Gimel Tanaim Nikra Netzach V'Hod Duchura Shoresh Chachma Bina Dunukvad can show that it says Tanaim are Netzach and Hod of the masculine, the source of the wisdom and understanding of the feminine, meaning to say it's giving hashpah to the nukva, to the oral Torah. So Tanaim then are the Netzach and Hod of the masculine that give to the feminine. So it's as the Tanaim are below giving into the Torah Shebal Peh, whereas Eitanim are referred to their level as they are giving to Torah Shebechsav. Hainu ki Netzach v'Hod him beis raglin, and that is to say that Netzach v'Hod are the two legs, Vigam beis klayos, and also the two kidneys, Vigam trein bei and hamevashli mazera, and so to the two eggs that cook the seed. V'hainu klayos yoetzos. That is the concept of the kidneys that give advice, eich lashpia, how to give flow. Hem bechinas mekabli me'amoach. So they receive from the brain, shu chabad shem Torah shebechsav, which is the written Torah, shemekabli ma'mayin duchurin me'amochin, that they receive the masculine waters from the brain, and then they have to give the flow. Therefore, in comparison to the written Torah, they're called the strong ones. The concept of the maskil to the eitan, drawing down from the source of wisdom. That the concept of eitan means receiving from the maskil, receiving from the source of wisdom, to supernal wisdom. And from there it's drawn down to have from the concept of Eitan. Parshas A, and the Rebbe says on the bottom, this language is a little bit difficult. And they become then afterwards the givers of flow to the oral Torah, and therefore they're called the Tanaim, that they're teachers, and give flow into the oral Torah. That's because they start from the concept of Eitanim, the strong ones, lios kasha v'chazak, to be hard and strong, like the concept of, because you are a hard and stiff-necked nation. That's the concept, and that's through the concept of the maskil, the source of wisdom, so they have a hardness to them, from this level of Eitan. And that's the concept of all your sons, or the learners of Havaya. That you have to have the concept of learning from the name Havaya, and then afterwards you have the concept of the builders. Shabonim Torah Shebal Peh, that they build the oral Torah, like we said before, the difference between Eitanim and Tanaim. So to the ones who learn from Havaya, and the ones who are building, it's the difference between Torah Shebechsav and Torah Shebal Peh. Zeu Chatom Torah Bili Mudai, and that's where the concept of seal, like the Pasuk says, seal Torah in my learners. I guess the seal is the concept of the Torah Shebal Peh. כמו שכתוב מזה בזוהר חלק ג' סוף פרשס צו דף ל"ה עמוד א' כי פירוש חסום Torah. What does it mean to seal the Torah? ובכינס תורה שבעל פה, that's the oral Torah. ששם צריך להיות חוסם בכתב, that's where you have to have the seal in writing. כמו שכתוב בתורה אור פרשס בראשיס בדיבור המסחיל להבין עניין הברכות, they have the chasimas of habrachos. Our first study of Torah, and the Rebbe says on the bottom, chosam b'ksav, ulai tzarich lios chosam b'keser, or chosam b'baruch. The seal of keser, like on Yom Kippur, or the seal of baruch, that you have psicha mein chasima, the concept of the bracha is a seal, a chasima. And back inside, Vahinu bilimudai, that is to say, seal this in my learners. Lihiyos limudei havaya davka, to have the concept of the studiers, those who study havaya. Specifically, bibichinas v'dvarai asher samti bificha, that in the concept of my words that I've placed in your mouth, tan lishonim rasacha, that my words repeat after what you've said. And that is through these strong ones. Meaning to say, what are the limudei havaya? Those are the itanim. Those are the ones who are drawing down from the written Torah to the oral Torah, the lower wisdom. To have the concept of to have knowledge and know me. That's the concept of Yishalel Zos, like we said. And that's the concept of that the Etanim are the ones who found the earth. That what's the earth? That's the oral Torah. The Etanim are the foundation for the Aretz, for this land. So too, in each man, when they study the oral Torah, and studying Mishnayos, there's this concept of these strong ones that found the earth, that they should be the concept of the studiers of Havaya, and that's the concept of that the word Eitan is also the letters of Tanya for learning in a Mishnah or Brisa. To draw down the supernal wisdom into the lower wisdom. Which is the concept of water, like we said. And that it says on the bottom, Eitan osios Tanya, Tikun Izora, Tikun Kaf Aleph, Nun Gimel Beis, V'chein Mashma Gam Bezor Chelik Beis Sham. And back inside, V'zeu Kishitagiu La'avnei Shaish Tahor. And this is the statement that when you reach pure marble stone, don't say my. That don't separate between these two because it's one Torah. Like it says, his thighs are pillars of marble. That the thighs, which are netzach and hod, bechinas eitanim, like we said, that's the concept of the strong ones, lashon chozek. The language of strength, like we said, that's the Tanaim or Netzach and Hod of Dechora that go to the Chochma Bina of Nukva. And like we said, according to the Me'orei Or. Shehem Chazakim Ve'amudi Shisha Sidrei Mishnah, that they are strong, and they are the foundations of the 6 orders of the Mishnah. That Shaish, or Sheish, the marble, is from the language of Shisha, the 6 orders of the Mishnah. Because they're the foundation of the earth, of the oral Torah. V'gam shukav lashon shukaso. Also, shukav is from the language of his desire towards him. Shal yidei zeh elai shukaso chulu. that through this my desires towards him, therefore they unite these two concepts of water, the mind duchurin and mind nukfin, of the masculine waters and the feminine waters, Torah shebal peh v'Torah shebechsav, the oral Torah and the written Torah, lihiyos lachadim mamash, to truly be one. V'zeu al tumru mayim beis pamim, and that's why it says don't say water, water, don't say it 2 times. Ki'ilu yesh hevdel beinehem, as if there was some kind of difference between them. B'emes kol achad, and the truth is that they're all one. The written and oral Torah don't separate between them, chas v'shalom. It's like being mikatzes benetios. B'emes kol achad minoah echad nitnu, that they were given from one shepherd. V'zeu inyan masnisin malkasa, that's the concept of the Mishnah, is the queen. Shiur hamelachima utmidi u'biskalya, that the king unites with the queen in a constant way and in a revealed way. Everybody knows that the king is married to the queen. V'gam malka b'la matranisa lo ikri malka, also the king without the queen is not called a king. Upala gufa ikri, and he's called half a body. V'kamu shikasu b'zohar vayikra daf zayin amud beis. And that's why it says, when is he great? When he's in the city of Elokeinu. That's when the king is great, is when he also has the feminine aspect, when he's in the city. Ear hu Mishnah, that the ear is the Mishnah, like we said, the oral Torah. Yitzchak's talking in the field. I guess it's like the Mishnah. Sefer, like the concept of Kiryas Sefer. Yehoshua, Siman Tezvav, Dahinu, Hagahos HaTorah. That's to say, what is Kiryas Sefer? Yilkod is Kiryas Sefer. That city, it corresponds with the laws of the Torah. Ein Sham bePerush Rashi b'dibur HaMaskil v'Yilkedachulu. Vain Shama shekaz b'Likutei Torah Parshas Chukas gabe lahava mikiryas Sichon, the concept of Siach also. The flame from the city of Sichon, v'hini perush v'inyan yichud zeh. Now the explanation of this concept of unity, this union between the written and oral Torah, Ainu al derech ki kel deos havayachulu, like the concept, it's like the concept of how Havaya has 2 perspectives, chibur beis hadeos. That is to unite the 2 perspectives, bechinas v'ha'adam yada es chava, that is like the concept of how man, the Adam, knew Chava. Yada is the concept of union. Shu Torah shebal peh, that in this context, Chava is Torah shebal peh. K'mo shekasu b'Torah or Parshas Bereshis b'dibur hamaskil havin inyan habrachos v'hamshachas chachmei law, and that's to draw down the supernal wisdom, asher havaya b'chachma, that Havaya is in the supernal wisdom, Shorein so Baruch Hu Shore b'chachmei law, that the infinite light may be blessed, rests, so to speak, in the supernal wisdom. The Fishu Koach Ma Bitul Mamosh, that it's the concept of the strength of what? The true state of nullification. Lihios Nimshach HaMshachazu b'chachma tata, to draw down this into the lower wisdom. Shu Mekor Debiyah, which is the source of the lower worlds of B'Yetz Yasiyah. Torah Shebal Peh, which is the oral Torah, She'iyah Giloya Bit Lamata, that is to draw down this state of the state of nullification below. Vainu Aidei HaTanaim Chachmei HaMishnah, and that is through the sages of the Tanaim, the sages of the Mishnah, Ki Tanaim Osios Etanim, as like we said, the Tanaim are the letters Etanim Mekabli min Bechinas Chachma, that they receive from this concept of wisdom, Maskila Etan. Yisod Abba Nikra Etan, and Yisod Abba is called the strong one, the Etan. Even though he said before it's concept of Yisod, here he's explaining that it's also Yisod Abba in particular. That we're saying Maskila Etan is to Yisod Abba. Ein Biger Sakodesh al Pasuk Utstaka Kanachal Etan, look over there in Tanya. That word, I guess, connects it to Yisod Abba. Al Derech Moshe Kibel Torah Misinai Chulu, like the concept of Moshe received Torah from Sinai. Nevi Misaru Al Anshe Knesset Agadola, and the prophets gave it over to the men of the Great Assembly. Ari Kabbalasum Moshe, that is that they're receiving from Moshe Shu Bechinas Chachma, which is the concept of wisdom, of Chachma, of Yisod Abba. So the Chachamim received from Moshe, and Moshe's Chachma. Therefore, the main halachas that they paskin was not according to their intellect. Only this, that they received man from man until Moshe. Like it says in Gemara Sukkah, Amar lahem shamaiti, Yudches Amar lahem lo shamati. Yudbeis 12 I heard, and 18 I did not hear, meaning to say that they only said what they had in a Masorah. V'chin Gabi Akvaya ben Mahalalel, Ani shamati mipi hamerubim chulu. Akvaya, the son of Mahalalel, said, I heard from the many, from the mouth of the many. That is to say that their giving halacha wasn't any personal thing, but they were in a state of nullification and not. Therefore it shined into them the concept of Moshe, which is the true nullification of Anachnuma. And what are we? That is the ma of the masculine that purifies the shem ban. That if you want to draw down Torah, it has to be in bittul, and to simply bring down what was as according to what was said by Moshe. Shubirur achar birur, that ma is a purification of after purification of ban. And the Rebbe says on the bottom, Shubirur achar birur b'Torah orhu lanachon b'socha chatzi egul shlifnei zeh, that in Torah or this properly inside of the parentheses. Now in the Me'orei Or it says Mishnah Osios Moshe V'Nun Yeseda Shu Nun Shari Bina, that Mishnah is the letters of Moshe and an extra Nun, which is the 50 gates of Bina. Yishlomar al derech masha kasav b'Zohar Chelik Aleph Parshas Tav Chaf Zayin Amud Beis. We can say like it's brought in Zohar. Parshas al pasuk v'lo yada ish es kfuraso, on the concept of that no man knew his resting place. Kfurasa delay Mishnah, that his resting place is in the Mishnah. Hainuki kfuras delay shu shar hanun, that the place of his resting, which is the 50th gate, debina shu shar hanun debina ki gedolim tzadikim b'misasan yoser mi b'chayehem, that the righteous are greater in their death more than in their life. Shibechayev lo nimseru lo ki im mem tes shari bina, that during his lifetime Moshe was only given over the 49 gates of Bina. But the 50th gate was not given to him. But in his death it was given over to him the 50th gate. And since it's higher than the concept of grasping, so therefore no one can grasp, no one can know his place of resting, because it's the 50th gate that no one can know. That to those above it seemed to them below, and so forth. וכמו שכעסו מזה בליקוטי תורה גבי דרושי שבועס בדיבור המסחיל ביר על פסוק וספרתם לכם וישתיה שאפילו משה עצמו אינו יודע היכן קבור. And there's an opinion that even Moshe himself doesn't know where he's buried, I guess because he didn't reach that level of the 50th gate. That is because he holds because the main concept of the 50th gate is not going to be revealed until the time to come. Therefore Moshe also didn't know. That about this it says, like the days of Mitzrayim, I will show you wonders, niflos, that's made out of the nun, wonders of the nun, of the 50th gate. And in Zohar Yisro it says, on this verse, that no man knew his resting place. Just like Atika Kadisha is hidden of all hiddens, and not known to above and below. Ein Sham, look over there, compares his kfura, his burial place, to the concept of Atika Kadisha. And that's why it says that his resting place, his burial place, is the Mishnah, because in the Mishnah is the revelation of the supernal will, in which is the desire of all desires, the hidden of all hiddens, that the reasoning is not understood, only the will. And if we're saying that this is Raiva Deraivan, so the Kfura of Moshe is the level of Raiva Deraivan. When we say Yismach Moshe B'matnas Chelko is the gift of his portion, is this level as well. Like it says that it'll be on his metzach, on his forehead, constantly for divine will. Therefore Mishnah is the same letters as the soul. And then it says on the bottom, Mishnah hi osios neshama, shara hamitzvos Parshas vayeschanan, taimia mitzvos sham, peitzchaim shar hanadas alimud ve'od. Back inside, the osios Moshe im hanun, and it's also, Mishnah is also the letters Moshe with the nun, hanusaf, and the extra nun, hamur al nun shari bina, that represents the 50 gates of bina, hinushigam chinis shara chamishim de bina melubish by Mishnah, and that is that also the 50th gate of bina is included in the Mishnah. V'ayin bi geras hakodesh b'dibur amas chaleshes chayla teres baila v'hu shar ha'itan shemechaber Torah shebechsavim Torah shebal ped kanaga. That's the concept of the gate of Eitan, one of the gates of the Beis HaMikdash, that connects the written Torah with the oral Torah. And the Rebbe says on the bottom, who shar ha'itan, what's this concept of the gate of Eitan? Ulay miramis l'mashakos b'megalei amukos ufanun. That maybe this hints to what is brought in Megalei Mukos, Huve Bekilas Yaakov Menechas Eitan, Sharanun Misharei Bina, that the 50th gate from the gates of Bina, Shaloi Sigo, Moshe, that Moshe did not grasp. Nikra Eitan is called Eitan, so that's the gate of Eitan, Shara Eitan. So maybe the Tzemach Tzedek's hinting to that in his Hagahos here. Min Hamayim Mishisihu, that I brought him out from the water. So Moshe is the concept of Ma, the concept of supernal Chachma, which is not the case with Eliyahu, who's Gematria Ban, Habitl Bechitzonius, the Bitl in the external, therefore, because he was nullified in external as well, his body went up, which is not the case with Moshe. We're talking about the Kfura of Moshe, the burial place of Moshe. He was buried, but his burial was in such a way that you can't know it. It's because Moshe was the Bitl of Ma and Eliyahu Bitl of Ban. Therefore, the laws that the Tanaim say in the Mishnah are truly the true divinity, because they were what's purified after the second birur of Ma after the Birur Ban. They are a deeper Birur of Chachma of the Penimius. Tama de Chachma Ilah K'mayim Razal Elu ve'elu Divrei Elokim Chayim. Like our sages said, that both this and this are words of the living Elokim. V'lechein musvinan tiyufta minayo. Therefore, from a Mishnah you can learn to refute another statement. They have the strength of true authority of Torah. And that's the concept of the Mishnah being called the 60 queens. Because it's a true union, like the queen, Mesnisin Malkasa. That's why it's like the king who commands, because you have a true union with Chachma Bin Adas with Chachma Bin Adas. Like we said, the king is not the king without the queen. That's how he commands, and it's true, and it's a true king. Like it says that I placed my words in your mouth. Mamash, my words truly. Parshas Ve'era b'dibur hamasich l'chinim mor levnei Yisrael yain sham. And the concept is like it's explained in another place, the palace of Holy of Holies of the world of Bria, that it gets elevated and becomes Atzilus truly, like when we say Ga'al Yisrael to Shemona Esrei, that it's elevated and you don't need a Kaddish in between. Visham hu b'chinas hayichud, and there you have the concept of union. Moshe, and therefore that level is called Moshe. Like we said, that's the yichud of the king and queen. And the Rebbe says on the bottom, and this is the difference between this Heichal Kodesh Kodashim and the other Heichalos. Like in Kriyashma, it's like the difference between the student that hears from the intellect from his rabbi, even though he truly understands it. It's only because his intellect encloses the intellect of the rabbi, but it's not truly his intellect, it's the intellect of the rabbi. And like our sages said, that a person does not stand upon the intellect of their rabbi until 40 years, that on all those years he's not on the level of the actual intellect of the rabbi, only in clothing it. But if the student truly stands upon the intellect of the rabbi, to the point where the intellect of the rabbi truly becomes his intellect, not only is it in clothing, that's the concept of the palace of Holy of Holies. That's when the intellect of the world of Bria truly unites with the intellect in Atzilus. It actually goes up to the next world, and truly becomes one. And not only in a way of enclothement alone. By the concept of, and you should cleave to him, which is with the concept of the Yesods, unite, a true union. Maybe it's like the concept of the Yisod Abba that we're talking about, and maybe Yisod of the concept of Yisod Yosef that gives the Torah Shabbal Peh or something. He doesn't explain how you have these Yisodos in Biprat, in Torah Shabbat and Torah Shabbal Peh. And similarly is the concept of the 60 queens. And what's this concept of 60? That's the 6 sides, and each one is composed of 10. Parshas Shemos, the Yud, Daf Yud Dal Ramad Beis, she's talking that it says in Zohar Shemos that there's 6 levels, 6 steps to the supernal throne. Because of Hamikdash Melech, she's starting him Vav Ksavos to Ze'er. What are these 6 steps? These are the 6 sides of Ziranpin, the 6 midos. Uperush Kursaya. What does it mean? The throne. Hu Habina. That's Bina Shu Hakise Larichanpin, which is the throne to Arich. Ulikov Lehon. She's Dagin Lekurasaya de Lasata, and corresponding with them are 6 steps to the throne below. Malchus, which is Malchus, she's Dagin de Law, and the 6 steps to Malchus, so to speak, him Vav Hechalus de Bria are the 6 palaces of Bria. So you have the 6 Midos and Atzilas go up to Bina, and the 6 palaces in the world of Bria go up to Malchus of Atzilus. And of course, that correspond with them. Visham Heviu Gamkin Pasuk Shishim Him Malachos, and there also, I guess in the Mikdash Melech on Zohar Chelik Beis, brings also this verse Shishim Him Malachos, that there are 60 queens. And the Rav Chaim Vital explains Shem Vav Heichos to Bria, that the 60 queens are the 6 palaces of Bria. When you're Lefarish, we can explain like it's brought in the Mamer. That through the study of the 6 orders of the Mishnah, we draw down the union of Vavke of Hashem's name, Shemamshichim, Havav Shu Tiferes Hakol Vav Ksavos, that we draw down the Vav, which is Tiferes, that includes the 6 sides of Zah, Sheyihiyeh Nimshach Bechinas Malchus, to draw that down into Malchus, which is like the Hay, Shu Inyan HaKol Kol Yaakov, which is the idea of the voice is the voice of Yaakov. That one call doesn't have the Vav, and the second call has the Vav. And this also draws it down into the 6 palaces of the world of Bria, just like you draw it down into the Vav, draw down the Vav of Hashem's name. So it is above like it is below. Fine, minyan anal. She's starting the Korsaya, Bezor Chile Gimel, Tazria, Daf Memvav Amad Beis, and look what it says about these 6 levels of the throne. In Zohar Tazria, Umashahim Samach, and this time we can say there's 60, Yud Pamim Vav, 10 times 6, Hainuki of Vav, Yesh Piroshu Yud. And that is because the Vav has on top of it the Yud, Asher Yud, Hu Chachmai La, that the Yud is the supernal wisdom, Shenim Shach Lahayat Tocha Vav, that's drawn down to shine into the Vav. Shehem Shisha Midos, which are the 6 emotional attributes. Ki Torah Michachma Nafkas, because Torah is drawn from Chachma, from wisdom, and therefore the Yud is in the Vav, and you can multiply it, so to speak, to represent that. Therefore the Torah is, so to speak, 2,000 years before the world. Shuzah, that the world, the Olam, is Zer Anpin, and Torah is before that. Chachma Bina above Zah. Kemo shekazu b'dibra maschil ha'shamayim kisi, v'kemo shekazu b'Torah or Parshas v'yetze binyan, v'yaseh musa matzeva b'chinas vav, like it's brought in Torah or on that he placed it like a pillar, that he stood it up. That's like a vav. Yitzuk shemen al rosha, and then he poured oil on it, on its top. Sheim shich po chachmei, it's like the vav. Pouring oil on it, it's like drawing down Chachmei La, Bechinas Yud, the concept of the Yud onto the Vav. Vainsham, because the Arizal, Bepirish, Pasuk Menachal, Baderach Ishta. Look what's brought in the writings of the Arizal there, and the verse that he'll drink from the river, from the stream on the way. Al Kein Yarim Rosh, therefore he'll lift up his head. And what does it mean? He'll lift up his head. That is when the Yud is brought onto the head of the Vav. I guess the Nachal and the Derech is the Hashpa below of the Vav. Chesed LaAvraham Besofo. It's brought in the book Chesed LaAvraham at the end. Therefore, the Mishnayos are to draw down supernal wisdom into the 6 orders of the Mishnah Shenvav Ksavos, which are the 6 sides. Therefore, 60 is 10 times Vav, 10 times 6. That the Shisha Starim, this word is not so clearly written in the handwriting. Back inside and further, when he reaches 59, there's one key that's hidden. Mashmei, what's this one key that's hidden amongst the 59 to get to the 60? Eitan, Amarle Eitan, so he said Eitan's its name. V'chol inunitanim betalyan, and all the Eitanim are dependent upon this one. U'mafteach zeu mafteach hasamach, and this key is the 60th key. Dainu ateras hayesod, that is the crown of Yesod, the malchus of Yesod. I guess it's from Milamayla Lamata. Shuan nikra brachos l'rosh tzaddik, and it's called the blessings to the head of the tzaddik. The head of the tzaddik is like the crown of Yesod. Ateras hayesod, malchus of Yesod. Malchus to the Yesod, B'zor Chilek Aleph Vayetze Kuf Samech Beis Amud Aleph. Valkin al Zenemar Shishim Him Malachos. That's why it says you have these 60 queens. Shem Samach Mesachtos, which are the 60 Mesachtos. Shbehem Nimshach HaYichud Elyon Mibchinas Samach Maftechos Anal. That from them is drawn the supernal union from these 60 keys. Shehein Hein Maftechos Apnimios, that these are the inner keys. To draw down the inner supernal light that's enclosed in supernal wisdom. The wise, but not with a knowable wisdom. And this is what it says in Baba Basra. That if you are placed amongst the nations, I will gather you. And you will be healed a little mimasa melech v'sarim, from the weight of the kings and their ministers. Amar Ula, that Ula said, that this verse is said in Aramaic, Targum Shel Yeshno. So Yitanu Bagoim. Don't say Yitnu from the language of given to the nations. Read it as Yishnu Bagoim, that when you study in amongst the nations, Tagum Shel Yishnu Kamo V'shinantam Levanecha, that the translation of Yishnu to study, like V'shinantam Levanecha, that you will study, teach it to your children, V'taninun, and you will teach it. With the word Tani, like Yitnu Bagoim, Hitani Kulhon, if you study them all, or Ruban, or most of them, Torah, you'll be studying and involved in Torah. That's when you'll be gathered from the nations. That's in Baba Basra. And according to Ula, Parshas in Hagahos Miskansus that it says in Medrash Rabbatzav that the exiles are only gathered in the merit of Mishnah, of the Mishnayos. And also it's Dorish on this pasuk in the same way. Even if you're placed amongst the nations, or you Yitnu when you study amongst the nations, then I will gather you. I know in kibbutz galios, that's the concept of the ingathering of the exiles. It's the concept of fixing and purifying and separating. It's in the merit of the Mishnayos, which is the purifications. Torah Shebal Peh Inyana, that the oral Torah, its concept is Levarer. It's Hadas Tovera, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Zeu Inyan And that's the concept of when you study amongst the nations. And therefore it says, Nitanu, when you replaced or when you study in the Aramaic, is an Aramaic word, because that's the concept of the oral Torah, that when you speak in Targum, you're purifying the Klipas Noga, the speech of the nations that can be elevated and so forth. As is noted about the concept of the Levena in comparison to the Evan. That the translation in comparison to Lashon HaKodesh, it's like the shell to the nut. And that is through this, elevating the Klipas Noga, you're changing the darkness to light. And Bechai and Beishis, on the verse, the great snakes, Taninim, is also from Lashon Tana, the great sages. Pirishem Dalad Machne Shechina, and that these great snakes, these great sea serpents, correspond with the 4 camps of the Shechina. Lashon Sham, Yitinu Tzidkos Havaya, that is from the language of Taninim, is from the language of there you will give the righteousness of Hashem. That is similarly that which you purify from the Klipas Noga. To be together with the Shechina. Vedugmas mate Aaron, and similar to the staff of Aaron, Shebola Sataninim, that swallowed the snakes, the serpents, that is through Torah, that's called the staff, Ne'afach, Klipas Noga Latov, you change the Klipas Noga to good. You're meaning to also the swallowing the snakes is like the concept of taking these great snakes and making them part of the Machane Shechina. And it's interesting, the Machane Dan was also like a snake. Ma'asef l'chol ha'machanos represents the machanos perhaps. That they're all like snakes. And this staff, we can say we're talking about the elevation through Torah of the Klipas Noga. The snake to be part of the Machane Shechina, elevation of the snake. And this staff, we can say al derech Malchus mevareres itzadas tovera, this that Malchus purifies the tree of knowledge of good and evil, where the snake was, the tree of knowledge. Itzadas. So Malchus purifies the, I guess like the Mishnah is Zah, Kasher Pasul, Yisur Veheter, the Shisha Stadim. That's like the Itzadas Tovera. Vinegam Amru in Yisrael Nigalin Elabizchus Tzedakah. Now our sages said also that Yisrael is only redeemed through charity. Because the verse says that tzedakah will elevate the nation of Yaminu Techabkeni, and his right hand will hold me. Tafka, the right hand of charity, will draw me close and lift me up. Excuse me. Just skip the line. That Israel is only elevated, redeemed through the merit of tzedakah, which is the elevation after the division. Who at tzedakah? That's the charity. Because tzedakah will lift up the nation. And his right hand of charity will hold me dafka specifically. that after we make this Havdalah, you have to also elevate it to tzedakah, and learning Mishnah is not enough. And like it says, V'atem telukutu le'echad echad, that you will be gathered one by one, like the Prutos, l'mehevi echad be'echad, to be one in one, together. That's through the charity that lifts up the nation. And that's like that we say that tzedakah, the charity, is like the strong river, like the river of the Eitan, like we said, is the study of Mishnah. That is to say, this river of Eitan, which is this flow from this level of Maskila Eitan, Lios Mos the Aretz Kanal, to be the founders of the earth, to draw down to Malchus, the Goy, to Romim Goy. Like we said, that Eitan are the levels of the letters of Tanya. That through this you purify Shemivar Ezban, that you purify Shimban, Kamukin al Yadet Staka, Sutu through Staka, Ogamkin Kanach Leitan, is this also like this concept of this strong river of Eitan, of this level, Kivit Sadaka to Ramim Goy, because with charity that you elevate the nation, as a Gamkin Halah, you also lift up the Mehevei Echad Be'echad, to be one in one, to make this Yichud, also through Tzedakah. Like we talked about, the concept of Eter Sayisod and Tzedek and Tzedakah are like this idea. Like it's brought in the concept of the Ner Chanukah on the left side, the mezuzah on the right side, Shalidei Tzedakah, Haliyah Yichud Atah B'Yichudei La Milamata Lamayla. That through Tzedakah you have the elevation of the lower union into the higher union, from below to above. And through Torah you do this same union from above to below. That's why Tzedakah is compared to this river of Eitan of Torah. And this is also the concept of Yosef and Binyamin, I guess the Tzadik Elyon and Tzadik Tachton. Like it's brought in the concept of the two stones on the breastplate, Shoam and Yashveh. And the Rebbe says on the bottom, back in the Mamer, because by Yosef it says that he sat with his bow like in strength, his eitan. That's Yosef. It's the concept, like we said, of Torah, that he draws down the light from above to below. Benjamin is the son of the right. Kenyan mezuzah miyamin, like the concept of the mezuzah on the right side. That's from below to above. It can be the tzedakah to Ramim Goy, the lifting up. In this context, the right side is the right hand of tzedakah from below that lifts up, whereas the Chanukah would be, I guess, the light of Torah compared to Yosef. Kitzer, so in short, in order to draw down supernal wisdom, the masculine waters, which is the concept of Tanaim and Eitanim, most of the arts, the founders of the earth, masculine Eitan, the source of wisdom. It's also the Eitan Ezrachi of Avraham, Boked Yosef, Mikabel Miboked Avraham, that the morning of Yosef receives from the morning of Avraham, Eitanim Osios Tanaim. The Eitanim are the letters of the Tanaim, Shlagabi Torah Shebechsav Nikrao Eitanim, that in comparison to the written Torah, they're called Eitanim, whereas the oral Torah, they're Tanaim, Maskil Eitan. Eitan Mikabel Memaskil, what does it mean, Maskil? To the Eitan, that Eitan, this level of the written Torah, receives from the Maskil, Chochmei Law, this source of supernal wisdom, Torah Shebechsav, the written Torah, that from there you draw down an Eitan, the strength, the concept of your stiff-necked nation, hard-necked nation. That's Eitan. Through this you have the study and learning to the oral Torah. And all your sons are learners of Hashem. And this drawing down is called, your thighs are pillars of marble, Sidrei Mishnah, which is the 6 orders of the Mishnah. that when you reach the marble stones, don't say water, water. The higher water and the lower water of the written and oral Torah. Masnis and Malkasa. And the Mishnah is the queen. When is she great? When is the king great? When he's included with the feminine aspect. Kiryas Sefer. And this drawing down is the nullification of the supernal wisdom, strength of what? Which is drawn through the oral Torah. Which is the revelation of this nullification below. Like the concept of my tongue should answer what you say. And this is like also the concept of that Hashem is two perspectives, two opinions, to unite the two together. Like we said, Torah Shebechsav and Torah Shebal Peh, above and below. Mishnah, Moshe v'Sharanun. We said the Mishnah is Moshe with the 50th gate. No man knew his burial place. Mishnah, that his burial place is the Mishnah of the 50th gate. Sharanun. Usharaitan, that the 50th gate is this gate of the Eitan, Shishimim, Malachos, and you have the 60 queens. Hechel Kodesh Kodashim is like the palace of the Holy of Holies. Veshishim Yud Pam Yavav, and we said that 60 is 10 times Vav. Meshachas Chachmei La Be'amidos, to draw down supernal wisdom into the emotions. The Giloi Zeh Gam B'Shishay Chalos de Bria, to draw this revelation down also into the 6 palaces of Bria. Shem Shistar Giloi Korsaya, which are the 6 steps to the throne. Hechel Kodesh Kodashim, the palace of Holy of Holies. Gamki Sonu Bagoyim. Also, if you study amongst the nations, if you're placed amongst the nations, we said that it's Aramaic. Atagab Tseim, I will gather you in the merit. Shaidei Mishnah. That through the Mishnah, Nase Habiroi, we're able to purify Itenu, Lashon Targum, and we said that Itenu is from the Aramaic of study, and also through the concept of charity, we will lift up from below to above.